and welcome to our show. My name is Irene Cook. I'm a functional nutritionist.
And I am Michelle Hartwig, and I am owner of Ordinary Mule Racing that puts on trail running races.
And we are badass besties. We decided to put this show together to bring you along into our friendship as we spend so much time together, as many best friends do, and we share a lot of things in common. We talk about family, we talk about nutrition, we obviously talk about fashion.
Yeah.
And a big one is makeup.
Yes.
And one of the things that has really just changed so much about me, and my husband thanks you, is my love for makeup. I mean, before we became close friends, I was just, I would go to Ulta and just buy whatever looked pretty.
Yeah.
Or whatever was on sale. Or I would go to Walgreens and buy whatever. I had no system. I had no understanding of any of this. I had never used bronzer before, ever. And now my creation station, which is what my husband calls my that's your creation station. My creation station is where I put my makeup on. It's just pristine. So today Michelle's going to share with us some tips about bronzers, bronzers.
Yeah, so I was the same as you, and when I went through my weight loss journey, I decided to dive deep into skincare and makeup because I wanted to do something to help me, because the weight loss journey was going to take all year, but I wanted to do something in the meantime to help me feel good about myself. So, I mean, I always liked makeup. I mean, I learned about makeup by going to Marshall Field's to their counter, and then they said, you need all this, so I would just buy it, and I really didn't know how to put it on. So I started like learning about technique and learning about different brands, and just dove deep, and just like I had books and papers, and just like dove deep into doing it and testing different things. So today we're just gonna like talk about some summer bronze look, because it's summertime, and I've learned about some certain products that work really well in the summertime, and so that if you were going to put together a kit, this is what I think would be really good for you.
Excellent.
And so one of the first things is like your foundation. And in order for your foundation to be good, you first need to have really good hydration on your skin, because I can remember a time where I just slapped on some heavy foundation, and I remember my face kind of hurt beforehand because it was a little bit dry, but you really should be hydrating it. And in the summertime, your skin can only take so much hydration because you're basically on the verge of being a little bit sweaty. So you got to find what's right for you, and everything's going to be different. But like, find like a good serum, because this is just like a watery serum. And if you could be listening to this or watching it on YouTube, but this might be a good one to turn in and watch on YouTube. This one's by Timeless, and it's a mattress, I don't really know how to say it, matrixyl serum, and this one was recommended by a esthetician, and it feels so
great.
good.
It's
like
amazing.
I put it on, and it's like water. It's like lightweight, but my skin feels plump and hydrated, and it's a perfect layer under summer makeups. It's rather like in the winter time I'll do more heavy cream, but this is really nice in the summer. So I really like this.
Love that. And hydrating that skin is so important, especially before you start layering on the makeup, is what I've learned. And I never used to do that. I would just slather it on with my fingers.
Yeah.
And being introduced to the hydration, being older, our skin is dry. Even if you don't have dry skin, you have oily skin, all of those creases and wrinkles are amplified if you put your foundation on right over your face without having hydrated.
Yeah, foundation itself is a little bit drying, most of it. So so that's really super important. But also one thing that I really didn't start, I wish I would have started younger than I did, but is sunscreen. And this is a really good one by Haru Wonder, and it's a 50 plus sunscreen, and it's a value priced one. It's probably like $12 for this, and it'll last. And this one's lightweight, It's not greasy, and it works really well under makeup. So, I mean, there's a lot that work really well, but this is just what I'm using right now. And I have a pretty good sized collection of makeup, so I do
Her creation
go back and
station
forth.
is-
My creation
is a
station,
jumbo
yeah,
one.
yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, so I do this and make sure, and also like when you put it on, do it in thin layers and let each layer dry in between. So this might sound like a lot of makeup, but it's just thin layers of little makeup that you put on, and this will help it last all day. And then the most recommended foundation for the summer when you're all sweaty, this one's a little bit waterproof, and makeup artists, it's Dior, Dior Backstage. And makeup artists use this on, it's a full body foundation, but it works beautiful on your face. It's actually what I have on today, and it's waterproof. Makeup artists do like you, if you were going to do a photo shoot, a makeup artist would come and put this all over your body for the photo
Wow.
shoot. That's how good this is. But it looks,
Interesting.
I really like the way it looks on my skin. I've been using, I have a few different foundations I use, and I've been going back and forth between like 4 of them. I have a wedding to go to this weekend. I'm trying to decide which one I like the best. And I think this is probably going to be the winner, just because of if I get sweaty,
The
it's
heat,
going to stay
yeah.
on, and it is a really, really pretty finish. So and they have tons of colors, like 45 different colors
Fun.
or shades to get it on. So that would be your next
And
layer.
foundation is so important. Again, I would just go to Walgreens and just guess on the color. And if you go to a place like Ulta or Sephora, they will help color match you,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Although I will say the color match apps work pretty good too.
They do work really
I
well,
was shockingly good. So
Yeah.
make sure that your color is appropriate as well.
But yeah, it is really nice to be able to test them, and foundations one, like this is the one, and this is actually a really good value one. This one's like in the $40 range, and some of them are like $75.
Well,
and this will last for a couple years.
You go to Walgreens and Maybelline is now 20, 25,
Yeah.
So
And when you buy it there, you have a really good chance of it not working
Yeah.
out because there's no way to really
I
test
have
it.
a graveyard
Yeah.
of Maybelline and L'Oreal, and that I just don't use because
I think that there is some really good ones out there, but it's just to find the right color. You might end up spending $80
Yeah.
to find the right color, where you
Exactly.
could have just walked in and tested something. And then, so we're talking about bronzy summer looks. So I like to bronzer. You said that you hadn't used that, and I really hadn't used that before either. And so I like a real neutral bronze. Like I'm still a little afraid of the orangey bronze, which is beautiful. Actually, it looks really good, and I have some, and you really like it when I wear it.
Yeah,
but
I do.
but there is a lot of very neutral bronzes. So like as a beginner makeup person that's just wanting to get in it, these are 2 really good, very neutral bronzers. Don't be afraid of them. They're not orange. So this one's Westman Atelier, and this is Drops. And it's in a little blue plastic tub that's so pretty. Their packaging is really pretty. Here, let's see if I can. I'm going to squirt it all over me. And yeah, it just goes like this, and you just put a little squirt on your hand, and then I just use this as like a first layer of bronzer, and you bronze your cheeks and along your forehead, and then I actually contour my nose a little bit with it. But it's just put a little tiny drop on your hand, and then just put that in there, and then work it in with a brush. But I like to, and then I also then I top that with a powder, and that's something to do in the summer because the 2 small layers, my skin, will eat all my makeup, and it just kind of soaks in there. The 2 layers helps it last all day long. And so then this is both of our probably
I love it.
holy grail, which is the Gucci bronzer. Gucci bronzer is just like, if I had to only keep one piece of makeup and I had to buy all new stuff of everything else, and I could never buy the same brands again, this would be the one that I would choose. The Gucci bronzer.
I love it so much, and this was
this
one of my first purchases.
Yeah.
When I went to, all right, I'm gonna commit to this, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to spend the money. I've had it for over a year.
Yeah.
So it's
you can see mine.
it's
like,
beautiful. It wears well. My makeup, because I'm using all these products, If you listen to our one of our shows where we talked about, our day and what we do in our day, I put my makeup on every day at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And you could see by 6, 7 o'clock at night, it is completely intact.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's self-care. Like it's creative. Like you said, your creation station. It feels good. It's like it's like painting your face and being creative.
Makes you pretty.
And also you can take this for eyeshadow. So if you want it to be really simple, just take some of this and put it all over your eyelid, and especially in your crease to kind of define your eye, and then you have eyeshadow and you don't even need anything else. So you
I've
can
done
do that.
sometimes, yeah.
And then, but if you wanted to get creative with your eyeshadow for the bronzy look and the thin multiple layers that will last all day, especially for people that their skin really eats up the makeup, is I like this Giorgio Armani. This is the color, I think it's called the color Chestnut. It says 25M.
This is what I wanted to buy last time we were shopping.
Yeah, this is a liquid eyeshadow. It is.
I love this.
I love this. It's either cashew or chestnut.
I think it's chestnut.
And and you can just put it on. It goes on so smooth, and you could just wear that by itself as eyeshadow.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's really,
and
really
it
pretty.
feels so good.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Yeah, this one's really, really good. So I highly recommend that. But I wear this and then top it with eyeshadow on top of that for the layers. And then I personally, so there's a lot of really good concealers, and the one that I actually like the best for the summer right now after everything I've tested is this Gucci. And we do like a lot of Gucci stuff. Not everything they have is good, but a lot of it is really good. If it's the right one for you, it is. But they're Gucci concealer. And what I like about it is it dries down like really fast. You have to work pretty fast with it. And that helps it stay in place in the summer, because the more hydrating stuff that I like all winter just will stay dewy under my eyes all day. Like for you, I think you still like the Natasha Denona.
I like them both. I've been actually using that on my lid.
Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of go back and forth.
Yeah. But yeah, this one works great on like canceling out your lid.
Yeah. And look at how pretty the bottle is.
I know, it's got like little flowers on it.
It helps, when you're pulling your makeup, you just can find it a lot easier because of those flowers on there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did that on purpose.
And then, so we got that. And then you'll want to, and also this Gucci bronzer has a little bit of a pink tone, so you could almost not wear a blush. So like, so it's really good for somebody that wants a no makeup look. But I also do like to have a blush. I think I like to, play at my cheekbones a little bit.
And it always looks so nice on her.
And so the Hourglass.
This is a favorite.
Oh my gosh, all the Hourglass blushes are really good. But this one you have to get at Christmas, and they come out with a special edition every single year. And I have 3 of them now, and it's actually a really good deal. It sounds super expensive, but it's about $100, but it's got like 6 different colors in here.
It's so I finally did it last Christmas because she's had this forever, and I just kept looking, and like she said, they're not available year round, and I cherish it. I love it so much.
It's a little it's like glowy. It's not like shimmery like glitter. It gives like a lit from within.
Yeah, and mine are very different than that. My palette's very different than that.
Yeah, this is a very light palette right here. And I have a darker palette, but this is the one that I used today. And I take the 4 colors and just mix them all together and then put it on my cheek. So this is a bronzer, this is a highlighter. There's 2 colors of blush, a pink and a peach. And then these are both a finishing powder. And a finishing powder is different than a setting powder. This is just to give you that lit from within. And even those you could use on your cheek to kind of give you a little bit of glow. But I would recommend these, because normally, one reason this is such a good deal, if you bought one of each of these, they're like $40 or $50 a piece.
Right.
And now you're getting 6 colors for $100.
Yeah, there's no fallout. Some of the cheaper things that I've gotten, you'll put your brush in there and then you're just sitting in a pool of powder. There's no fallout. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll never. This could be the only one I had. I can't even imagine. It doesn't even look like I've used it,
Yeah.
and I use it every single
Same.
day. So yeah, it's a really good deal. We'll tell you when that comes up. And then like let's see. So then we also, I forgot to bring setting powder, but the Huda Beauty setting powder is what I like to use. We both have like
Yeah.
the pink shade
Yeah.
of that, and just you only need to set the center of your face. That was one really good thing about this concealer is you don't have to set your concealer because this one self-sets. And as we age, the powder can really make our under eyes look dry. So it's kind of nice to not have to set your under eyes. But we could talk more about that later on. I don't want to go in too much. But then, yeah, then you top it all off with some Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush
This stuff
Flawless
is the
Setting
best.
Spray.
It's the best.
It's like it melts so you've got all this makeup on your face and maybe you can see it, but you just like mist this over your face and it just kind of melts in and blends right into your skin then.
It makes a big difference. And the first one that I bought, I have the big one now. But the first one that I bought was the smaller one, and I remember getting it for I think $11 at Ulta when they had
they have like
special.
50% off.
Yeah, so really look for those sales because even this we got a little cheaper because I believe I got it with some discount, and I try to do that where I'll look at the ads, I'll look at the app and go, all right, I know that this is $50, but I saw it on sale for $38 last month, so I'm going to wait till it goes on sale again, or use your points.
And I'm the sale queen.
Yeah, she is.
I feel, in fact, on the Glam and Grit group, the app, if you follow that, I do put some of the sales in there. And if people ask, I will put all the sales in there because I like to save money on this. But it's interesting for me to kind of see where all these different things are going on, and makeup, it adds up, especially when you're first building your.
But what's good,
kit.
I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, when I look at my daughter, my 16-year-old had her friends over and they must have been in my bedroom. I think I might have texted you this, and they were just so like awe about my makeup, right? And I think back to when I started building this, and it wasn't overnight. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, if you're out shopping and if you're, you know, if you don't have the money that you want to invest in this and you're finding yourself buying drugstore, like I said, look at the sales. There are products that I have purchased from Urban Decay and from, you know, MAC and from some of these other product lines that I have gotten as cheap as I would have at Walgreens.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's like anything else, right? If you're shopping for a car, you're going to look for the best value. You're going to shop around and do the same with your makeup because it is an investment. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to share that, as far as makeup, here I should share also, this is your favorite
love it.
palette. So this is the Mario Master Mattes palette.
Like, I love it so much.
Yeah.
So much. I don't have this one. I have a different palette, but I want this one.
Yeah, so this is more the warm tones and she has the cool tones.
Yeah.
And, but I pull this out at least 3 times a week.
Every day.
Because it's got some color that you can use with one of your other eyeshadow looks. But it is really, really
my
good
absolute
quality.
every day. Yeah.
But then and this isn't necessary, well, I do think brows are necessary.
Yeah.
And especially, maybe not when you're younger and you get nice full brows, but, you know, like I'm like, is it Charlie Chaplin? Like I've got brows like right here and then nothing here.
Yeah.
And so I have to like, you know, draw in the other ones. And I was testing different ones, but then I found out that this one by Benefit is waterproof.
Oh.
So that one for sure, and you have that one too.
Okay, is it the one that I have?
Yeah, this is just the thicker one. So I
Okay.
actually use a thick one and a
Me
very thin one too. So I actually use both. So this one's more of a lighter brown color.
This is the one that I have too.
And yeah, you might have the
Yeah.
same exact one. Then I also have a very fine-tipped, more auburn brown. And I mix the two of them together to get the colors that match that go with my hair and my face.
And I have this color, but with more of a chocolate, and that's what I do as well.
And we can do a video to show you how to do it. You just draw it on and then it's got a little spoolie on the other side. And after you draw it on, you kind of like brush through, and then that kind of that makes it look more natural, so that you can't see it as much.
What's interesting is I was always the thick pencil gal until I bought the thin one.
Yeah.
And now I prefer the thin one.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I
funny?
use a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have 4 of these now, thanks to you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, brows make such a big difference on
It
your
does.
look.
We have to tell the story about the Sephora and my brows.
Oh, yeah, tell the story.
Okay, so we went to Sephora, we were shopping, and we came across an absolutely brilliant makeup artist.
Yeah.
She was working there, and she was just educating us on some of her products. Well, the next thing you know, she's putting it on us. We started with the foundation and the powder and then the bronzer and the blush, and she insisted on doing our brows.
Yeah.
Well, I had been using the wrong, in my opinion, brow color.
Compared to what she chose for you, it matched your hair.
Yeah.
Or your brows, but what she
picked was so much lighter.
Yeah.
But I love it so much. It changed the whole look of my whole face, I think.
Absolutely.
And so she did the one brow, and Michelle and I were in awe. We were like, oh my gosh. And I'm standing there with one that is this nice brown color like my hair, and then the other one's like a darker chocolate, almost black.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of going to Sephora. These stylists will help you. They will help educate you. They will show you how to put it on, and it really just makes the whole purchase that much better.
Yeah, but I do think that you still need to go there with some education. I mean, it's good to do a little bit of research beforehand, because they also are working on sales.
Yes, this is true.
And she got a good sale from us, because
She
after
got a
she
good
did
sale.
a great job on her, I'm like, do me!
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I ended up getting, but it was all stuff that really helped. The best thing I got from her that day, which I should have probably brought it out here, was also by Gucci. And it worked better for me than it did for you. And it's the Gucci lip stain, because the color was just right, and I cannot barely wear lipstick. I start biting it off the second it's on. So you put the lip stain on, and then you wipe it all off, and then you can't even tell. There's nothing, but it leaves a little bit of a
look. Yeah.
So it helps you look a little bit more put together without actually feeling like anything. But
excellent.
I think
this was great.
Yeah.
This was great. I hope you guys got some good tips from this, and definitely get your feet wet. Start exploring. We take so much time to look good and feel good, and sometimes it's just the tiniest little missing piece that could make you feel that much better.
Yeah.
And that starts with your face glow. So
Yeah. Well, thank
thanks,
you
you guys.
Bye.